So, what I'm thinking about today is a combination of a few things. And I think I would call this like the seed part two. But this part wouldn't be about what people are depositing in you, it would be more about what you're depositing in other people or things other people have deposited in you that have grown into something beautiful. I think we have to give ourselves more credit and definitely give yourself more credit for like the little things. Like sometimes when I think about myself, I'll be like, yo, I'm not consistent enough, or I didn't do this, or I didn't do that, I always joke like, dang, I be messing up on everything else. The main thing I can stick to is being a dad. That's the most consistent thing I've done. But when I really think about it, that's not necessarily true. I've done more, and that should be motivation. I think back to when I was like 10 or something like that. Two things one of my cousins, Wayne, introduced me to was Alpha Phi Alpha and a pair of clippers. As I'm cutting my son's hair today, I reflect on when I started and what I want to implant in him. And I asked him today, do you know how to cut hair? And he said a little. That's by watching me cut other people's hair. That's by me cutting his hair and demonstrating little things or whatever, but I haven't actually sat down to train him because he's only 5. I don't know, where he is with that stuff. But I say all that to say I started cutting hair 5 years after the age he is now. So, that's a seed that I could plant. That type of seed was planted in me, and it's actually like a family tradition, like cutting hairs in our family or whatever. So when I think back on it, thinking about growing up um, cutting hair in high school, having lines around the corner, cutting hair in college for $5, and I still have a pair of clippers in my hands now. So that's something that I've been consistent with, and it's always to me been it's an art. It's not cutting hair. It's not a job. Like, it's something I enjoy. It's like creating a new picture. So why am I saying all that? I'm saying all that to say a few things. That because a seed was planted in me, I've had my hands on clippers for like over 30 years, something like that, close to it, professionally and unprofessionally. And now where I am, I have the opportunity not only to pass a legacy on to my son, but I'm teaching other people how to cut, or other kids are coming in the shop and they want to learn how to cut. I have nephews who might want to cut hair that I have clippers waiting for that I'm ready to pass down. So I'm saying all that to say, give yourself some credit for the things that you've been consistent with, that you've been doing for a long time, that you may not give yourself credit for because you just do it and it's just natural. It's kind of like, the unforgotten thing. But that thing is a building block and a motivator to where you're going. So you have to give yourself credit. And I will also say and encourage you to plant those seeds. It's a gift. I heard a barber the other day. Somebody was on Instagram and they was like, oh man, you giving up all the stuff. He said, that's the whole point. Like, I have a gift. I'm supposed to give it out. I'm not supposed to hold this and try to be the best. You will never be able to do what I do like I do it because you're not in my brain. We all have our own styles, visions, all of that stuff. So whatever gift you have, whatever seed you want to plant that. Whatever people have planted seeds in you, capitalize on that and give yourself credit for it, and don't take no days off.